North Park. They've been on a robbing spree. So a buddy of mine, they had robbed him like 2 or 3 times. This girl had got involved with these guys some kind of way or another. But anyway, she was supposed to have been our friend, and she set us up for robbery. She told them if they robbed us, they would probably at least get 100,000. The place right out here, they had just built them. They had, you need a security code to get inside the gate. So the club I was talking about, it was called Ramon, up on Lemon Avenue. And I was at home, asleep. So she would leave the club and come home. The club closed at 2. So 2 guys followed her. And when she opened the gate, they piggybacked. They came in behind her. And when she got out the car, they went and stuck a gun up to her head and walked to the door. She unlocked the door and they came in. Woke me up with a gun on my head and said, "All right, homeboy." Said, "This is a robbery, don't make it a homicide." He said, "Give me all the guns." He said, "Crawl out the bed." So I had a pistol up under the bed, rifle. So he got that. Then they told her the phone cords out of the wall, and they tied my hand behind my back, tied my left leg up to my hands, and then they bound her the same way. And then they went and started throwing stuff out of the, cabinets and everything. They were searching. They had got like $15,000 and about probably $15,000 worth of jewelry, and that's all they found. And I was like a sheep led to the slaughter. I didn't say nothing, but I did say the 23rd Psalm in silence when they laid me down. From that point, I didn't say nothing. So they kept talking. I wouldn't say nothing, so they told her, they said, "Okay, bitch, if you don't tell us where this money is, we're going to blow his brains out." She was screaming and hollering, said, "Ain't no more money in this house." One of the guys standing in the door, he told her and said, "Come on, man, let's go. We got enough." And he said, "Nigga, if you don't shut up, I'm going to put you in that room and kill you along with them." And he said that, the other guy shut up. Well, we had just moved from the top floor to the one level down. They took 2 or 3 TVs out, and then they took VCRs out. Hear the door opening and closing. Then the guy came back. He got out on my back and took a pillow to muffle the sound. And he said, "I'm going to ask you one more time. You don't tell me where the money is." I didn't say nothing. He shot me right there. Shot me right there.
He shot you in your head?
Twice, yeah.
Oh my God.
And everything just went black. I thought I was dead. But I'd always heard that, when you get shot, it'd be burning. I wasn't burning, but everything was like black. Then they went over to her and shot. They went first, and I could hear, I realized I wasn't dead. And they were standing, but I was waiting to hear the door open. And then a few minutes, because they were scared that somebody had heard the gunshots. Then I heard the door close. So I moved, and they didn't bind her as tight as they did me, so she wiggled her loose. She untied me, and I got up. I said, "I'm going, let's go up here," and have a neighbor call 911. Police, ambulance came, took us over here to Bell. They said, "I see one bullet." I said, "No." I said, "They didn't shoot me." I said, "Check her." I said, "She the one bleeding. You bad?" I said, "No, because she was bleeding terrible." They said, "Yeah, they shot you." I said, "No, they didn't shoot me." I said, "I think he hit me with the gun." They took me to the x-ray room. "How many fingers do you see?" I said, 2. He said, do you know what day it is? I said, yeah. I said, February 26, 1990. He said, man, I don't believe this. He said, man, you've been shot twice. I said, really? He said, hers just glazed the skull, but yours didn't. He said, this one up here went in and came out, but the other one is in your neck. And he showed me the x-ray. I stayed in the hospital a day and a half. I was out. By the grace of the good Lord.
That is wild.
I went, I bought me a sawed off, bought me another piece. The guy who they had been robbing, his name Charlie Brown. So he had found a guy, they called him Hawk. He was out of Chicago, but so we were riding looking for those guys. We rode several days and found that 2 years later, August the 8th, I got into it with a guy in South Dallas. And this guy, he had been known to shoot people. They called him Big Al. He was about 6'4" something. And we had got into it before, and I told him, I said, man, you don't know nothing about me. I'll knock a patch of hair out your head. And people standing around said, ooh, I can't believe he talking to Al like that. And from that point on, he befriended me. He wanted to be my buddy, you understand what I'm saying? So we got to be all right. And you know, he was a Scorpio, and another guy that I met through him, his name Richard Rich, he was also a Scorpio. So he used to tell people that one of us was Jason, one was Freddy Krueger, and one was something else. I don't know. But anyway, long story short, he used to be a big drug dealer, and he had fell on bad luck. So his wife, she worked a square job, so he didn't have no way to get her to work. So I said, well, you can keep my car. I had a white Barista Eldorado, so I let him keep my car to, be able to get her back and forth to work. And he went on the street and told people that the reason he was driving my car because the repo man was looking for it.
What?
And that ran me so hot, man, I tell you. I went to him and I talked to him awfully bad. And I said, I'm taking you home. But I have been over backwards to help you. And he always kept a gun. And I said, I know you got that old pistol pointed at me. And he did. He had a pistol pointed right at my side. But I didn't stop telling him what I was going to tell him. And I took him to his house, put him out. It was like a month or two later, so we've been all right again. And then an issue came up, and he ran me hot. And I said, man, you just like a little bee. And so I was going to take him outside to whip him, right? And I thought he was going to fight. But he went out and went downstairs, and he came back up, man. He had a pistol. He said, nigga, I told you I'd F you off. He shot me between the eyes. Got a bullet hole right there. And I always remember that you're not supposed to panic. So some more people saying, Larry, don't get up. I got up. I went out and had the people to call ambulance. When I stepped out on the balcony, he was downstairs. He saw me because he thought I was dead. And he saw me standing there. Boy, he burned rubber. He was good. He left. So the ambulance came, and they put me in the ambulance. This one young lady got in there, and I heard her ask him, said, is he going to make it? One of the paramedics shook his head, like, no. So I asked her if she knew the 23rd song. She said, yeah. I asked her, could she say it for me? Because I couldn't say it because blood was gushing. So she held my hand, she said it. Ambulance pulled off, and they had a collar around my neck. They had me laying down. I was drowning in my own blood. So I kept giving them signals to take that collar off and raise me up. So finally one of them realized what I was trying to say, and they took it off. And I told them to set me up. They set me up. Then they took the suction. They sucked the blood out of my mouth. Then I was able to talk. The doctor came back. He said, man, you came in here and said you talking. He said, that bullet went in. He said it circled your skull and went down in your neck, right beside the bullet that you already. He said, I don't understand this. He said, didn't even tear out one artery out of all the fine arteries that's in your neck. I pointed upwards because I know who guided it. It was the hand of the Lord. A day later, I was out of the hospital. I was on the streets in South Dallas and the police pulled up and say, didn't you just get shot? Because I was one of the officers. I said, yes, sir. He said, what the fuck are you, a fucking bionic man?
Nah, for real, because I'm like, over here, you got shot. So pretty much you've been shot in your head 3 times.
3 times. And in between that, I got into it with a guy. And I hit him and knocked him down. And I was fixing to snatch his goose out. And his woman went and found an old Coke bottle and broke it. And she came and she split my wig. I almost bled to death. But I'm glad that she done it. I think about that because I'd probably still been in prison for murder. But yeah, she laid my head open, man. I bled something bad. Mm-hmm.
So who taught you Psalms 23? Was that part of your childhood?
Yeah. Like I said, I've always believed. Yeah, I've been a believer, and God have always kept me, man. I've been through some. I've been